Hey y'all, this is Eb, and I just want to thank you for tuning in to the Making Legacies podcast. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode.
Talk to me. Alone in a room, it's just me and you. I feel so lost, 'cause I don't know what to do. Now what if I choose the wrong thing to do? I'm so afraid of disappointing you. So I need to talk to you and ask you for your guidance, especially today when my life is so cloudy. Guide me until I'm sure I open my heart. Oh yeah.
I remember my first job out of college was at a lab where I processed samples before the techs ran their tests on them. I was making good money, but it soon became apparent that the workplace environment was extremely toxic. After almost 2 years of working in this place, I found myself miserable, discouraged, and frustrated, even though the check was nice. There was so much lying, backstabbing, and just nasty attitudes around me that I found myself becoming hardened. It was becoming harder and harder to maintain my positive attitude and spirit in such a dark place. I didn't want to be like my coworkers, but it seemed as if trying to do the right thing seemed to get you nowhere. One particular day at work, as I was grabbing samples from the walk-in cooler, I was asking the Lord to please get me through. I was envisioning myself busting out the cooler with a sweetly tossed, "Forget all y'all," as I walked out the lab into freedom. But then I had a record scratch moment and remembered I had rent to pay. As I came out of my head, I realized that I had been singing Amber Riley's cover of Stone Cold under my breath. Specifically, the lyrics, "Don't want to be stone cold. I'm not really happy," over and over again. And as I paused and reflected on that, my eyes began to well up with tears. Because deep down, I understood that I was allowing this place to turn me into someone I wasn't meant to be. Somebody with a hardened heart, just like everyone else in that place. And as I had that thought, the words, "harden not your heart," came to my mind. I knew the Lord was telling me, don't be like them, even when it seems to put you at a disadvantage. Don't conform to the culture of your environment, even though you may be the only one standing in integrity and doing things the right way in excellence. There is no louder response that speaks to mediocrity than excellence. I was reflecting on this particular moment in my life yesterday as I found myself in a situation where I had to make some decisions that caused me to feel extremely anxious and afraid of making the wrong decision. My chest was getting tight, and I knew I was becoming stressed. So I went to my room and, opened up my Bible, flipping through the pages, waiting for something to jump out at me. Nothing. I said, "What's good, Lord? I don't know what to do, and I could really use some wisdom right now." Again, flipping through the pages, nothing. I found myself getting extremely frustrated and irritated as I left my room and I made my way to my living room. As soon as I went to lay down on the couch to calm down, the words "open your heart" came to my mind, and I thought about that song by Yolanda. So I played the song on the TV through the YouTube app, and as I listened and sang these words out loud, I realized they were the exact words from my heart that I was feeling regarding my current situation. I was shocked to tears because I felt like here I was trying to find some scripts for my situation, and the Lord knew better than me what I was trying to articulate as I sought His help and His guidance. Then I thought of that script, He knows what you need without you having to ask. And I was like, come on, Lord, you better know what I'm trying to say even when I don't. But I don't know about y'all, but a lot of times when I'm faced with circumstances where I don't know what I'm doing and I have to make decisions that terrify me due to the countless what if scenarios that are running rampant in my mind, I allow the voices of fear, self, anxiety, and failure to be louder than the voice of wisdom, faith, and peace. I essentially freak out and panic first. But one of the many lessons that I am learning in this moment is to not harden my heart, but to surrender it. So I thought to myself, okay, let me actually look up what the word surrender means. And to surrender means to yield possession of or to relinquish control. Many times when I release control of situations to the Lord, I say out loud, you got it, Lord. You in control of this thing, not me. But deep in my heart, though, I'm doubting, I'm afraid, and I'm slick side-eyeing him like, you got it for real though, right? And I'm usually doing that until he calls me out like, so you really not gonna trust me after I've come through for you time and time again. Oh, okay. And he says to me, that's why you can't hear me when I'm trying to guide you, because you letting all them other thoughts and all them other voices have your ear instead of me. And I'm like, wow. Yes, sir. And I share this story, guys, because today, as you hear his voice, I just feel like he's saying, don't harden your heart. Let him show you how to surrender it instead, just like he showed me. He sees what you are going through. He knows what you need. And he wants to walk with you through it, but you got to choose him over those doubts, fears, and your own thoughts. He really do got it, y'all. Trust.
Show me how to do things your way. Don't let me make the same mistakes over and over again. Your will be done, and I'll be the one to make sure that it's coming out. And in me, I don't want any doubt. That's why I wanna talk to you inside and ask you for your guidance, especially today when my world seems just a little bit cloudy. Lord, you can guide me through. That's why I open up my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart.
Thank you for listening to my story. I hope that as you tuned in, you began to think about the losses in your own life, how you can view them as lessons, and how you can make legacies right where you are. Please make sure to follow and subscribe to Making Legacies so that you can catch when my next story drops. Till next time on the Making Legacies podcast.